looks like we're ready. So this is Dr. Ruth Anderson here with Enlightened World Network. Today we have a version of Sisters Supporting Sisters. And I am here with my sisters. I have got Deb Goldberg and Terry Angel right here. And they're doing some sharing on Facebook while we get started. When I was given the vision of Sisters Supporting Sisters, it was from Archangel Michael. And it was right about when the coronavirus stuff happened. It was actually before folks were asked to isolate themselves. And I was shown that people didn't deal well with the transition. That whole change thing is so hard. And then when the universe says, take everything you thought you knew, take all of your routines, take all of your perspectives, take everything that brings you money, everything that brings you happiness through your connection with other people, and turn it on its head. That was really difficult for folks. And I could really see the need for us to be able to sit here together in the Zoom room and say, it's okay, I've got you. It's okay, we're going through this together and you're not alone. And last week at some point I felt, boy, it's really shifted. It has gone from that white-knuckled, oh my gosh, I don't know how to do this, and it's making me angry and it's making me sad, to, okay, I understand this new normal, and I know it's not a forever normal, but it's routine enough now that folks were out of that wide-eyed angst. And so I was thinking, you know, I think this whole Sisters Supporting Sisters thing needs a tweak. And in meditation this last several weeks, we have been shown a consistent theme. And I'm going to let these two talk about it, but the whole piece of a new world and our role in this new world. And that does actually have something to do with needing to tweak Sisters Supporting Sisters. So Deb, Terry, who wants to pipe in about that?
I can talk about what we've been seeing in meditation. What I continue to keep seeing is that we have been on this huge sailboat with the divine, and that we are just moving along the waters very calmly, very peacefully, just kind of watching, looking, anticipating what's up ahead, but anticipating in a joyful way that it's going to be good, even if it's different. And it feels really good. And it is, but it's like not knowing where you're going. But you know that it's calm. And it was funny because I had a discussion with God this morning, and I started asking him some questions like, all right, what's going on here? What are we doing? You know, I'm looking for some foresight. And he said, I want you to stop using your eyes and wanting to see in the future. I want you to just stay in faith and trust the process, which is kind of what I've been doing. But yeah, every now and then I want to know, can I get a glimpse of it? Can I see what's going on? And he reminded me today, no. This is about stop having to know what's up ahead and stay in the moment and stay in the peace and stay in the calmness and have an open heart and have a good anticipation of whatever is up ahead is going to be good. And so that has been a constant for us and for me in my own meditation. And I think that's kind of where a lot of us are right now. It's kind of like a wait and see attitude. And I'm just going to trust the situation. I think a lot of people actually got comfortable with staying home. Mm-hmm. And as if, you know, there's also other people that feel like, okay, it's time for me to leave the house and get back to some kind of normal. But so it's been interesting watching what happens, and whatever it is, it's been almost what, 5, 6 weeks now that we've been home. It's given us an opportunity to make some changes, to kind of grow with what it is, because we have no control over where things are going except in our own mind of how we want to perceive this opportunity that we're all sharing right now.
Well, it was interesting as I look back because it was the week leading up to Easter that was Katie bar the door. The waters were rough. We were getting we did silent meditations every day that week. Archangel Michael had asked that we do that. And every day it was just like, okay, I need Dramamine. I mean, the waters were so rough underneath us on the boat. And we would work with the 500,000 earth angels. But wasn't it Easter, you guys, that there was a shift?
Mhm.
Terry,
Yeah.
what did you notice?
Oh, I noticed a definite shift. And it was like we all decided at one time, the whole collective decided, okay, we're in this boat, we're all going in down this stream, and we can either make this difficult for ourselves or we can feel into that trust. And it was the trust factor, like Deb was saying. Like, I don't have to know where this boat's going. And there was one meditation, I know that it was like, we don't know where it's going. We don't have the oars. We don't have a steering way to steer the ship. We're just trusting that it's going to end up where it's going to end up. And I think that's how we've been in these last, I feel like a couple of weeks now. We've really been into that, okay, we're going to trust, we're going to believe, and then let this happen. Because the more we get into that panic and fear, then everything just seems more chaotic. But if we get into the real knowing that we're okay and feeling safe, that's been a huge issue for everyone that I've talked to, helping with that root chakra, helping to feel safe again, because that's what was shaken with the very beginning of all of this. Am I safe? What do I need to do to be safer? Get the mask, get, whatever in place. So I think that shift really came with the trust. And I feel that it's really made a difference in what we have done together and lifting energy and helping others to go into that meditation time, to really feel into just being trusting and allowing. Allowing is huge. So that's where I've been with it. And that's the shift that I have felt. I didn't really go into panic. Even from the very beginning, I wasn't fearful and I didn't have panic. I knew that I was supported. And I knew that as a collective, we were all supported. But there are a lot of people that got caught up into that feeling of panic and anger and all those low emotions. So there's been a lot of work done during this time of isolation and separation. We've done workshops, we've done releasing, we did the crystalline grid. So we've done a lot and put a lot out there that people could participate in, to really just to get through all of this together and to bring that shift to happen together. So I'm really pleased that we have been going and not just sitting and not doing anything during this time.
I think we've actually been working harder during this time, certainly more hours in the day, bringing everything together. And I remember there was a particular day, Deb, that I believe it was Christ that said to you, don't look back. Do not be waffling anywhere in the 3D stuff, and really just keep your eyes on me, keep your focus on me, and stay in that elevated place. And so that's what we've been doing ever since that time. And everything that we're creating on Enlightened World Network is absolutely not looking back. We're not staying in the 3D, to the point that even doing the show today called Sisters Supporting Sisters felt a little like oh, now we're back in the 3D because everybody's needy, but that's so not where we are right now.
Right. And if anybody is lingering in those places for whatever's going on in their life, we are constantly lifting you up. We're constantly lifting everyone up. So and yes, that was pivotal hearing. I don't want you to bringing ego consciousness, 3D constructs into this new paradigm. It's already happened. We're in a new you. I just wrote an article today. A new you, a new world, a paradigm shift in consciousness, because it's already happened, and it is releasing belief in ego consciousness and all the fears and everything that goes along with it. So I was, very clearly reminded not to bring any of that stuff forward where we're going, because it changes the reality that we're in. We're moving away from the old world reality into a new one. And it's beautiful, even though we don't know where we're going. We know that we have great leaders, our divine, we're getting led by the divinity, and it is taking us where we need to go, and to the world that we've been asking for. More kind, loving, harmonious world, a peaceful world. But all of this had to be created within us. And so all the shifts that have been going on and what we've been dealing with over the last 5-6 weeks is the shift within ourselves, so that we can manifest a different outside world.
Yeah, it has to start within.
Mm-hmm.
We were the ones that said we want change. So what's that saying? Be the change you want to see in the world. And that's what we're doing right now. We're creating how we envision that world to be and where we're going with that.
Well, and it has been really nice for us to have each other walking through this.
I wouldn't want it any other way.
Right.
Yeah, it was very important that we can hold on to each other and grow together. Definitely grow together and synchronize together on a higher level, so that we all understood what was happening and bringing forth the messages that needed to come, so that we can actually offer leadership to our listeners.
And if you follow everything that has happened on Enlightened World Network in the last 3 weeks, you can see that transition and the progression, because we have done it all out loud. None of it was done behind closed doors, whether it was Terry doing it in the morning with her coffee and conversations, or Deb doing it on Divine Relationship Recovery, or Sisters Supporting Sisters, or Come to Dinner, or on Sundays, the silent meditations, or the daily silent meditations. We have brought folks with us this entire way. I'm really proud of that. I'm proud of us for being so transparent to let people in, because a lot of that's dealing with our own internal stuff.
Right. And it's, I think it's important for people to understand how courageous they are. This has been, we were talking about the changes that have happened here in our world. Hasn't been the same since Noah, right? Since Noah and the flood is where the whole world is shut down. So, so really pat yourself on the back and understand how courageous you are to walk this time. And we have to do it together as a united force, that we all care about each other. And I think we've been talking about how many other people have been reaching out that you haven't talked to in so long. I know I've reached out to people have reached out to me that I have lost contact with. And it's sort of like, hi, I'm still here and I'm thinking about you. And it really gives you an opportunity to see just how much we mean to each other. We get so caught up in our busy days that it gives us time to say, you know what? I do care. I want to know what's going on in such and such's life. And so it really is such a courageous time for everyone. Whether you had the covers pulled over your head or not, it doesn't matter. The fact is that you're here.
Mhm.
You're here.
Courageous and compassionate.
Yeah.
That's the reaching out, doing the outreach, seeing if everybody's okay. When you hear of somebody that's in the hospital, or somebody that's in a home where they can't have visitors, sending them a message, just sending out those letters of love to each other, messages, texts, phone calls, whatever it might be. It's a time when there's been more outreach, I think, than there has been since I've been alive. It's like I see this, I see it happening, and I'm absolutely loving the communities that are being built and the methods of reaching out to each other. So I love this time. It's been exciting for me. It's been really watching other people step up, and that's what we're required of this time, is to show up, step up. What can I do? What can I do to help in all of this madness? There's got to be something that I can do by myself to do something. And we found it. We have found ways to really reach out to each other. And yeah, Deb, I've heard from people I haven't heard from in a long time. And I've started reaching out more to people that I had lost touch with, or my family, especially. I've talked to my family more, I think, during this time of isolation than I have in years, because we would talk at holidays or on birthdays. And now it's like just keeping in touch, seeing how you're doing, checking in.
Yeah. It's been such a healing time, really, if you step back and look at it. It's been a healing time.
Yes.
And that's beautiful. Just give you yourself an opportunity to reconnect to yourself, because that's what all of this is about, really. It's about you, and to have uh, the time to actually sit with yourself and be your authentic self, whatever that is, in any moment. Like I said, it doesn't matter if you're still sitting there with the covers pulled over your head. It's you're here for the journey with us, and we're all, our hands are linked together, ethereally, really, pulling everybody up together.
Well, and interestingly, for Enlightened World, it started out with, oh my gosh, let us help you, right? Got our arms around you, like you said, we're holding your hand, let us help you. We're going to get through this together. And then with Easter, it switched to, let us lead you into what we're seeing as this new earth. And so with that came a lot of growth and a lot of expansion for us. And some of the things that we're bringing to the table, let's just go through a couple of them. On Saturday, which is tomorrow, Michelle Landers has a new show, and she's bringing a beautiful mix of numerology and using her intuition to coach people. So that's tomorrow. And we also have some other new hosts. We have Diane Allison Beiersdorfer. Do you want to, Terry, you want to talk about Diane's show?
Sure. Diane connects you with your inner child. So her show is really about play. It's light, it's fun, but it also is deep, because you're working with that inner child and whatever may be needed at that time. Maybe there's some healing of an emotion, or just to come out and let that child have a time of play. So her show, I believe, is at 9:30 Eastern time. And she's been doing it for a while, but now she's bringing it to Enlightened World. And we are so happy to have her in our family. But I also want to mention, you talked about Saturday evening at 8 o'clock Eastern Time, the Reverend Gerald Ann Peterson has a show, Rising Up with Gerald Ann. And that's a beautiful show. She brings in guests and just different people that talk about what's happening with the energy and some tips and tools that we all can use to help us through this time or any time of struggle or challenge. So it's a beautiful show that she does. And we're so happy that she's also now a member of our family.
And Mira Rubin has a show with us called The Core Connection with Mira Rubin. That's every morning at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. And it's only like 15 minutes. So, if you take too long getting your coffee, you've missed it. So you're going to want to check into that. Mira makes you question. And I appreciate that about her. She brings things up from a different perspective and you go, hadn't thought of that. So that's cool. I love that that's what she does. And Deb, do you want to talk about our newest show that premiered yesterday, The Broader Edge?
Oh yeah, that was lovely. That was Terry Angel, Mira Rubin, Sheila Cash, and Elizabeth Williams. And that is going to be a fabulous show that is really talking about all different things that go on in the world and how you can raise your consciousness to think out of the box about issues that we talk about daily. And so it's a lovely composition of 4 very beautiful, strong ladies that have, in their own right, bringing their talent and gift, their unique gift to the show. And they are going to bring you all kinds of discussions about a topic each week.
Every other week.
Every other week, sorry. On Thursdays at 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern.
Yes.
And it premiered yesterday. Mm-hmm. And I would say 1,200 people can't be wrong. That's how many we had on yesterday. So that was really exciting. It's a great show. Terry hosted it yesterday.
It was exciting. It was so great. The build up to it, the premiere of it, and thank you all for your support. And Deb, I believe that we're going to be on your radio show to talk about that show.
Yes, you will. And hopefully that'll be noon on next Thursday on Angel Heart Radio. So that'll be fun so that we could get everybody in Angel Heart Radio's audience to also meet the women from the Broader Edge.
So speaking of Angel Heart Radio does syndicate onto EWN. So we get to enjoy the shows, and Deb is a host, Terry's a host, Anaya Joy Ho Lilly, Carol Ann Cross, Marsha Martin, who all am I missing?
Karen Palmer.
Sylvia and Karen Palmer.
Mm-hmm. And Annette McCoy.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Yeah, so that's fun to have that partnership with Angel Heart Radio. And then we also have new hosts coming on, Jane and Philip Montrose. Now, Deb, do you want to talk about that for just a minute?
Yeah, they have an awesome podcast, and it's called Supercharge Your Life. And they have something called Awakenings Institute in California, and where they have, they do a lot of different healing modalities and teachings. And they're just wonderful, wonderful people that what they're doing is how to share more love in the world. And it's really, really you becoming the love that you're supposed to be. So I've spent more time with Jane recently and really got to know her. And she's so delightful and joyful and funny, and has such a beautiful, loving heart. They both do. And so I'm really excited that they'll be joining us and having their podcast, because they're very holistic oriented. And so they bring all kinds of spiritual concepts into discussions.
it's great having them on with us. Terry, you have Gratitude Happy Hour. Do you want to talk about that for a minute?
I do. Every Tuesday at 5 o'clock, we talk about gratitude, but we also talk about how to handle some of our emotions after we've been through something, some struggle, what I call the fires of life, whatever has happened and continues to happen, and then how to work through that. And my guests that come on give tools and tips and what we can do to get back into that state of gratitude and release some of the energy of those emotions. And I have beautiful guests on that just really are loving and compassionate, and people that have been through things themselves. So they know how to relate when there is an issue. Myself, I've been through breast cancer, I've been through kidney failure, I've been through so many of those fires that I understand that whole process of working through the grief that you experience after a trauma, after something that's huge in your life that you've gone through. So I'm very happy about Gratitude Happy Hour. I've been doing it for I think 5 years, either 4 or 5 years. I'd have to go back and look at the history of it. And it's very dear to my heart. So thank you for mentioning that.
Yes, and Deb, Wednesdays are made special with your show, Divine Relationship Recovery. What can you tell us about that?
Oh, this is, I love doing the show. It is a great passion of mine to share the wisdom that Jesus has taught me and continues to teach me, and God, about why we're here, how to look at things through a divine perspective. So it's really about your relationship with yourself, your relationship with God, and your relationship with everybody else, whether it's a family member or coworkers, friends. And so we get into some higher consciousness learning and different ways to view what is happening with yourself as we go along in our spiritual development, and how to keep bringing faith and trust into your journey, to that you are guided.
That's a great show too, because Deb really gets very intimate in talking about her relationships and the lessons that she's learned walking through those. And Terry and I get to enjoy co-hosting those with her. So that's fun. That's on Wednesdays. On Sundays, we have a special thing. We have service. I wouldn't call it church necessarily, but it's a service of our own kind. And the three of us start out with a silent meditation, always profound, because the three of us are behind the scenes meditating while we're playing music for you and you meditate. And then we come back on and share what we've experienced. And a lot of times it looks like we've been crying, and it's true.
Yeah.
We have a great deal of clearing and release and transformation and transmutation. It's crazy, the things that we experience in those silent meditations. And then the next hour is one of 4 different things. It's either come to the temple, come to the table, come to the circle, or come to the healing pool. And we rotate the weeks on that. And the 3 of us rotate who's leading what. Each of them are equally fascinating, whether it's a prayer meditation time with Come to the Temple, or a roundtable conversation about spiritual development at Come to the Table, and you're all invited into the Zoom room for that. Come to the Circle, Terry leads those, and we never know what's going to come, whether it's going to be a full moon ceremony or a talking stick ceremony, or who knows what's coming with that. Or if I do a Come to the Healing Pool, which is a meditation taking us to a healing pool in the ethereal realm. So that's the Coming Together series. So that's on Sunday morning, church service, I guess, if you will, here, non-denominational reflection and gratitude service, I guess, here on Enlightened World. Then we also have a new show, which is Energies of the New World. This one came to fruition the other day, thanks to Archangel Michael. Learning more about nature energies. including elementals, dragon energy, unicorn energy, some of these things that, you know, those of us that are new to this, we're going, I don't even know that that's a thing, but we're learning. We're experiencing it and we're learning about it. So that's a new one. Lots and lots of shows here on EWN. The other day, we realized we have put over 540 shows on YouTube on EWN. There is always something that you can go and take a look at.
You can even have coffee and conversation first thing in the morning.
I knew I was missing something. Tell us about that.
Yes, we sit by the river, and Gerald Peterson, Heather Dell, and myself just sit and talk and chat with whoever wants to come in and join us. And then at the end of the show, we share prayer requests and we lift each other up. And again, it's not a denomination, it's not a religion, it's a spiritual gathering, and it's done with compassion and love. And we share a love fest every time at the end of the show. We just share love with each other to get our day off on the right foot. So anytime that anyone wants to join in, it's 7:30 Eastern time in the morning. And trust me, this has taken me way out of my comfort zone to be up at that time and actually opening my mouth and talk. So yeah, come be with us.
Yeah, it is fun. It's just like sitting around with your girlfriends, really. Although there are a couple guys there, I've seen that in the group.
Yes, there are.
So Deb, would you share with us about the Day of Transformation?
Oh, yes. We're very excited about these. It's so wonderful to participate in them. And so our next one will be Sunday, May 3rd, and it will start at 9 o'clock in the morning Eastern time. And so I thought I'd go through some of the things that we normally do is have a silent healing meditation. And it's just beautiful. We usually have an individual and a group healing. And so that will be done during the day. We have Hema Voss joining us, Carly and Chris Denault, Chris Kacharian, Daryl D'Souza, Susan Kennard, who we just had on today doing a meditation, Laura Cheadle, Gail and Greg Hogue, Joseph Labruto III, Susan Ellis Saylor, Dr. Lynetta Willis, Belkis Clark Mitchum, Joan Hangarden, Joan of the Angels, Reverend Gerald Ann Peterson, Stephen Altair, and then we finish up with a closing ceremony on Angel Heart Radio at the end of the day. So we're going like a good 12, 13 hours during the day. And so the ceremony, we will go over all of the people the healers that shared with us during the day and just do a little recap of what each one did. So it's a beautiful tribute to all of them. And that will be on Angel Heart Radios, but it will also show up on Enlightened World Network. So there will be half-hour healings happening all day long over the 12, 13 hours. So we are really looking forward to you joining us. It turns out to be an absolutely wonderful day. And come in when you can, because we'll be operating all day.
And if anyone wants to participate in those silent meditations,
yes,
and sit with us. You don't have to even turn your video camera on if that's an issue, but just be there to send your energy as we're sending out both to individuals and to the planet.
You know what I love about this Day of Transformation coming up May 3rd, the subtitle is Own Your Divine Authenticity. So we want you to come as you are, and we want you to accept who you are. You don't need to be anybody else with us. We want you in your genuine skin. Does that make sense? We want the real you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Terry, can you talk to us about a meditation a day?
Meditation a day, one of my favorite things from Enlightened World Network. Every day we have a live presenter. These are not recorded meditations. Somebody actually comes on, and for about 20 minutes or so, they lead us in a guided meditation. And they're all so beautiful and they're all different. You know, you would think after so many days it would get repetitive, but it's not, because we have a variety of people that love to just volunteer their time to come in and do that for us. I love it. It's one of my favorites. And then at the end of the day, it's restreamed so that if you missed it when it was on, you can listen just before you go to sleep at night, 10 o'clock at night, Eastern time, that replays over Enlightened World Network. And I love it. It's something that is a service that we started and we weren't sure how long we were going to keep it going. And then all of a sudden we had interest and we heard the message. Yeah, you're going to offer a meditation every day and it's going to be live. So I love it. And if there's any light workers listening to this right now and you're saying, I can do a meditation, let us know, because we will put you right on our calendar and we'll have you there doing that meditation. One of us is with you, or we have a couple of volunteer guests, hosts, that will be there with you to introduce you and to thank you at the end of it. And just tune into it. You can catch it on Enlightened World, and you can always catch it at 10 o'clock, but we're on at different times during the day as well.
You brought up a really good point, and that's that all of our programs are live. All of our programs are video, and that's because Archangel Michael said that's the way it was going to be. And so we made ourselves step up to the plate and do that. And for, at least for me, I'll speak for me, I went into that white knuckled because I was only used to doing like blog talk radio podcasts, and I could, wear my pajamas and call it in. And that's not what we're doing anymore. So
Well,
whenever, speak for yourself. But whenever you go on and see a show on EWN, it was live when it came out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, even those long days, the 12 or 13 hours of live streaming, that is all live. We don't just go in and play video after video. We have people that show up and are there for you.
Yeah. And I want to remind people that you can go to Enlightened World Network's YouTube to find any of the videos that we have played, that whether they are from the days of transformations, days of healing, and everything in between. So visit Enlightened World Network YouTube, and everything's in there by category. You can find Gratitude Happy Hour, you can find Angel Heart Radio, and all the other different topics that we play each week on the YouTube. So it's a great place to catch everything.
It is. And also on enlightenedworld.online.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So that brings me to a great point. One of the other things that we offer for light workers, and we really don't talk about it much, and I'm not sure why, but we don't, but we're going to start. We offer different services for light workers to help them build their professional visibility. And that might mean helping them put together shows for EWN. It might mean helping them publish a book. It might mean helping them create a website, auditing their own videos to figure out what they could do a little bit better. We have so many different services that we provide for light workers. It's really kind of shocking how much we do to help folks. So if you are a light worker and would like some support in pulling together your professional visibility, please reach out to us. We're here. We'd be happy to help you with that. So when I look at all of the things that Enlightened World and EWN is doing right now, many of this is cutting edge. It's stuff that we have been working on truly since the pandemic started. It's kind of mind-boggling. But we're here for the transition, and we're here for the new world.
And we're here to do it together with you.
Yeah, we're not going anywhere.
Mm-mm.
No. And we're glad you're here along for the ride. So we've got Sharon Boyle, we've got Julie Kliss, we've got a number of folks with us here on Facebook. So glad to have you on with us. So ladies, I think that that's going to wrap us up for Sisters Supporting Sisters. And of course, it is sisters supporting everybody. It's not just supporting sisters. So if you have any friends, family, colleagues that could really benefit from some spiritual and emotional support, please send them our way. Enlightened World Network here on Facebook and enlightenedworld.online, which is the website. We're here for you, and we're here to support each other, and we're here to figure this all out together. We've got amazing teachers, be it Christ, the archangels, Divine Mother, God. We've got the earth angels, the angels. We've got folks in high places that are helping us navigate this.
Always.
Yeah.
Forever.
Mm-hmm.
And we love you.
Yeah, so with that, we are going to let you all go, but so much love to each and every one of you. We're so glad you're with us. So good. Take good care of yourself, and God bless.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.